and currently not a single other country recognizes its sovereignty. The people living there continue to fight for recognition, and who knows, we might see a time in the future when Transnistria has succeeded in its independence movement and achieves global recognition as a legitimate country. A more complicated situation can be observed when you take a look at the Horn of Africa. Somaliland is a region located in modern-day Somalia, and it's bordered by Ethiopia and Djibouti to the west. Following a civil war in 1991, Somaliland declared itself independent from Somalia. Since then, it has operated separately from the rest of Somalia, with its distinct government and democratic elections. But the only thing preventing it from becoming a country is its lack of recognition from any other country as a sovereign nation. If sometime in the future Somaliland can settle its dispute with Somalia, then it'll most likely start to gain recognition on a global scale. On the other side of Africa is the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, a country you probably know as Western Sahara. The history of the region is complex, being fought over by various powers throughout its history. In the late 19th century, Spain colonized the region, and it remained under Spanish control until 1976, when Spain withdrew from the territory. Morocco and Mauritania both claimed control over Western Sahara. However, the Sahrawi people make up the majority of the population. In the territory opposed these claims, and wanted independence. Currently around 80% of Western Sahara is controlled by Morocco, and the other 20% are under the control of the Sahrawi people. Some countries choose to label this territory as disputed, and others recognize the legitimacy of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. But until this issue gets resolved, likely, we won't ever see the complete recognition of this country. Over in Oceania is Bougainville, which is the country on this list that is the most likely to successfully gain independence. Bougainville is an autonomous region located in Papua New Guinea. In the late 20th century, Bougainville was at the center of a long and violent conflict over independence from Papua New Guinea. The root cause of this conflict was a dispute over the exploitation of natural resources on the island. You see, Bougainville is home to the Panguna mine. One of the largest copper reserves in the world, the mine was highly profitable and generated significant revenue for the Papuan government, but it also had several negative impacts on the local population. The civil war lasted from 1988 to 1998 and resulted in the deaths of tens of thousands of people. In 2001, a peace agreement was reached between the people of Bougainville and the Papua New Guinea government, which called for a referendum on independence to be held. Almost 20 years later, in 2019, the referendum was held, and an overwhelming majority of people voted in favor of independence. The Papuan government declared that the people of Bougainville would be given independence during the year 2027. Unless Bougainville later chooses to stay within Papua New Guinea, it will become the newest country in the entire world. Moving all the way over to the Middle East is Kurdistan. The Kurdish people are an ethnic group with a distinct language, culture, and history, and have long sought recognition and self-determination. If Kurdistan ever became a country, the maximum claim of their territory would stretch to parts of Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran. All of these regions have a majority Kurdish population and people who support Kurdish. Independence believes that these lands should be incorporated into a Kurdish state. Other people take a more moderate stance and instead just desire a greater degree of autonomy within the countries they live in.